Hello, my name is Darren Thomas. I am the Director of Educational Research Techniques. In this video, we're going to continue our discussion about the use of if statements by learning about if-else statements and how they can be used inside functions in R. So, as you can see here, I already have my function set up, and in case you did not see the prior videos, we're making a taxi calculator function, if you will, that will calculate how many miles a person drives times the cost per mile, so 1.2. And so we take these two, we put them inside net.cost right here in line 2, and then we return them right here in line 3, and this is the function. So we've seen this before because this is in the prior videos. And so if I just use this right now, taxi calc, and I put, let's say, 10, I get back 12 because 10 times 1.2 equals 12. That's how it works. But let's just say, to make things a little bit more interesting, we have people who are using the app, and we're having a general sale, and basically if you use the app to contact the taxi driver, you get a 15% discount. But if you use the traditional method of just waving your hands at the edge of the street, you get a 5% discount. In order to meet these two situations, we have two conditions: whether someone uses the app or whether someone does not use the app. If they use the app, they get a 15% discount. If they don't use the app, they get a 5% discount. And so we have two different conditions. Normally with the traditional if statement, you have one condition: if this, then this. But now we have if this or else this. So since we now have two conditions, we have to use an if-else statement. So there are several things I need to do. First of all, I need to add an additional argument inside my function called function. And I'm going to set app. And I'm going to set the default value to true. So we're assuming that the typical person is going to contact the driver through the use of the app. That's why we set the default value to true. If I don't specify this value inside the use of the actual function, it'll automatically be set to true. That's how that works. Now, next I have to put in my if-else statements. So I do if here, and I put in app. All I got to do is put app, because when I'm saying that if app, which means if true, which is basically what it is, because that's what app is set to true, or it can also be set to false, whatever. But for now, if app, and then inside the curly braces, as you know, I have to indicate what the function will do if it meets a certain condition. If app tot dot cost, this is my total cost. I'm going to call it that. We're going to take net cost and multiply by 0.85. So if app is set to true, is what I'm saying right now, then we will set net cost to 0.85. That's what we're going to do. Okay, and then right here we're going to do else, and we'll put a second curly brace, and then we're going to put total.cost, and we're going to put in here net.cost times 0.95. So if app is set to true, it'll be by 0.85. If app is set to false, it'll be to 0.95. And then of course here I have to print my total cost, like so. And then it'll return the value total cost. So let me just go through this again. If app is set to true, I believe I should put that here. If app is set to true, it's total cost times net cost times 0.85. Otherwise, if else, total cost times net cost times 0.95. That's what we're trying to do right here inside this function. So let's run this and see what happens. Oh, excuse me, I need to remove this. So there we go. All right, so now we're going to run this. So here we go. We're going to do taxi calc. Now we're just going to keep it simple. Just do times 10, and we get 10.2. So how did we get that? Let's see here. 10 times 1.2. All right, so 12 is what we should have got, but then 12 times 0.85, excuse me, that's how we got the 10.2. So that's what happens when app is set to true. Now let's run this. Same problem, app equals false, and you can see we got 11.4. So let's run the numbers. 10 times 1.2, This is line 2 for those of you who are following. And then let's see here, we get 12 again. But now this time, app is set to false. So we're not going to run line 4. Instead, we're going to run line 6. So 12 times 0.95. And there you go. That's the same 11.4 we got earlier. So this time we had 2 different conditions. When it was set to true, when someone used the app to get the taxi, they paid less. But if someone does not use the app, it's set to false. As you can see right here, it follows the else statement, and they pay a higher price, which is multiplied by 0.95 instead of 0.85. So that's the beauty of if-else statements inside the use of functions. They allow you to test 2 different conditions when you're trying to calculate and do something inside RStudio or inside the R programming language. So in this video, like I've just mentioned, we learned about if-else statements. They are used when you have more than one condition that may apply to an if-then statement. So if then, do this, if then, or else, do this, as an example. And so we use the if-else statement in the taxi calculator function, in which if someone used the app, an app was set to true, they got a 15% discount. If they did not use the app, they got a 5% discount. And so this allows you to have multiple options, which is very, very powerful when you're doing complex programming inside R. So we would like to thank you for listening. Take care.